Welcome, Kletus Roadside Service. We made it to Friday, guys. I didn't record anything yesterday. I had the day off. I had the day off. Friday is today. It's 5 in the morning. I'm headed into work. I could have, probably should have, maybe would have got in a little bit earlier than even this. Probably should have, obviously. But I don't know. It's just, I got to get offloaded, and it seems like it's the best time to get offloaded is either get there early as fuck or get there later in the day, and as long as you get there by 2 o'clock, they'll get you offloaded. I'm looking at getting there before noon today, and I don't know. I just hope they don't make me sit there for a long fucking time. I'm racing a Ford right now. Why the fuck are you switching lanes? Who the fuck are you switching lanes for? Jesus Christ. I ain't got no blinkers still. I've got no blinkers in my pickup truck. And I got a four. I was in the fast lane. I shouldn't have been in the fast lane, but I was in the fast lane. I was passing some fucking slow bitches here and all this early morning. And then the highway's pretty cleared up, and I look over, and I got a Ford F-350 coming up in the middle lane. I'm in the left lane, he's in the middle lane, and he's hauling ass up, and I don't want him to pass me on the right. It's disrespectful. It's disrespectful for him to pass me on the right. It's also even more disrespectful for me to be hogging the left lane, bud. So anyways, no blinkers. I got over to the middle lane, and then the person that was in the slow lane, for no fucking reason, switched to the middle lane right as I decided to come across too. That motherfucker. I can't believe him. Hey, everybody, I know I look like a disrespectful piece of shit just changing lanes with no fucking signal here. I'm doing it in a safe manner. I'm trying to do it in a safe manner. I'll throw my arm out there. I don't think it's going to make much of a difference. I think you guys are going to think I'm even more fucked up if you look over and I got my arm hanging out the window. I'm like, what the fuck is this drunk motherfucker doing early on Friday? Just changing lanes all over the place. No signal. He's got his hands waving out the window. Well, that's my signal, bud, okay? That's my signal. And I would like to slow down and just go the speed limit, but it's either go 5 under or go 10 over. And that's where we're at right now. I don't want people getting too close to me. Anyways, I don't even know what I do know. I do know what I'm talking about. I was gonna say I don't even know what I'm talking about. I'm just over here talking shit. No, I don't. I do know what I'm talking about. Guess what the fuck happened, guys? Operation Get a Medical Card has been completed. Has it been completed to the fashion that I expect? 100%. Boys, we got ourselves a 2-year medical card, bud. That's as good as it gets. It doesn't matter what else happens that day. Yesterday, I got a 2-year medical card early in the morning. That is fucking insane, guys. It's not insane. It's just, I'm so fucking happy that I don't have to jump through extra fucking hoops for another couple of years. Is losing weight still on there? Yes, I'm still going to lose weight. It's maybe sometime, one day, not today, not last month, not this winter, probably not this winter. But hey, I got me a 2-year medical card. I got it. It's secured. It's in my name. It's on my license. 2-year medical card, bud. I love my doctor that I go to. She checks you out. She does the real shit. And then she kind of talks to you about her decisions on things. She's like, I'm gonna give you a 2-year medical card. But you better not be this fat next time you come up in here. She tells you how it is. Just kidding. She didn't say any of that. She actually has said more in other sessions. This time she didn't. She talked about staining her dock and her front porch. That's what we talked about. She's like, I need to stain my dog and my front porch. That's what she said to me. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. And usually I wear shorts up in there so she can run up my pant leg, and it feels, I don't know, she's a real old lady, but if you close your eyes, it just feels like some sort of love contraption going up your leg. Anyways, I wore jeans, and she's like, pull your jeans down. And then she just reached in and grabbed my nutsack on both sides. I'm like, whoa, easy. Give me a cough. You know, and it worked out. Everything worked out. Anyways, got a 2-year medical card, and then directly after that, I had an interview. But I don't want to get into that quite yet. So, immediately got my medical card. Then hopped on the dirt bike, the DR, and boogied all the way over to the interview over there, over where the interview was with the new company. Anyways, and then so the interview happened. I'm going to talk about the interview a little bit later after I wake up a little bit more. But so directly after the interview, I hop back on the DR 650, peel out of there looking like a badass, and haul ass over to, there's a testing office for licenses and shit. So I went over there, and I walked in. I said, hey there, lady. She's like, what do you need? I said, my motorcycle permit expires tomorrow. Is that why I'm driving the truck today? No, it's gonna rain. We're supposed to get like a really good storm. Anyways, I'm in my pickup headed to work right now. She says, oh, all right. And I was like, well, I'd like to take the test. I'd like to take the motorcycle driving test. I'd like to pass the motorcycle driving test. I think I can pass it. She said, all right. I said, but hey, guess what? I have a hazmat on my license. She's like, oof. I'm like, yeah, oof. And if you guys that aren't quite aware yet, oof means you have to take your hazmat again. You can't, once you get your hazmat, in order to add another endorsement onto your license, you have to retake the hazmat. I don't know why. It's because it's high priority or whatever. I don't know. So anyways, I go in there and I'm like, all right, well, let's go ahead. I need to pass the hazmat first. And I honestly, hey, I have not trained for this, but I also have been hauling hazmat for a while now, 4 years now. Yeah, I've been doing it. But taking this written test that you're about to give me, it's got international law and all kinds of other shit in there. I don't know if I'm gonna try to pass that real quick. Guess what? Did not pass. Now, it doesn't hurt me at all. It just means, I didn't pass 2 times. I took the hazmat written test. It's 30 questions. It doesn't tell you which ones you got right. Doesn't tell you which ones you got wrong. It just says pass or fail at the end. And so I said, oh, damn. I took it once, and I was like, wow, these questions are a little bit more in-depth than I really remember them being. So then I went back up there and said, hey, I failed. Can I do it again? And she's like, yeah, you can. Go back over there and sit down. So I go back over there and I sit down and I do it again. And these questions seemed a little easier. But some, I don't know. Apparently I didn't get them all. I didn't get them all right. I don't know how, I don't even know which ones I missed. So, anyways, I said, "Oh shit! All right, cool. Did not get the hazmat. What else do I need to do?" So I went back up there and I said, "Hey, I failed my hazmat twice. Yeah, I'm not allowed to take it again, am I?" She's like, "No, no, no, no. You can only take it twice a day." I said, "All right. Well, will you throw the motorcycle permit up there because now I have to renew my permit instead of going to get my motorcycle." And pass my motorcycle riding course and getting it added as an endorsement on my license. I can't do that unless I have my hazmat paper also. So now I need to redo my permit. She's like, your permit's good till April. I'm like, huh? She's like, your permit's good till April. I'm like, I took my permit test in April. She's like, okay. I'm like, yeah, and it only lasts 6 months, right? She's like, right. I'm like, okay, well, here's my card that you guys sent me in the mail saying that my permit expires today. She's like, oh, yeah, that's wrong. I'm like, that's wrong? She's like, well, no, you just need to go back up to the DMV. You need your printout and go back up to the DMV, and then they'll give you another one. And they'll give you another card, and it'll say April. I'm like, why would you not just give me a 1 year card? Because I don't even know if that's technically renewing. That's just, they gave me a card. I don't understand what the fuck is going on. So, anyways, she just gave me the piece of paper and said, you don't have to do that. Here's your piece of paper. See you later. And it didn't even look official. It looked like somebody just typed some shit out on Word and hit print. And I'm like, this is not going to work. Now I'm going to go to the DMV, and I'm going to waste a lot of time waiting in line at the DMV to go in there, and they're going to say, yeah, this ain't good enough. Something like that. I'm like, oh, fuck. So, but no, I went to the DMV. Well, I went to one DMV, and there was a line out the building around the corner down the street. I was like, fuck all that shit. I went to my hometown DMV, a little bit smaller area, and they were still pretty booked up, but I was able to get in there. And so, anyways, I was sitting in there. I don't know. I got in there, and then she gave it to me. She just said, "Oh yeah, yep, this happens all the time here." She gave me another piece of paper and said, "Now you need to have this. This is your temporary driving or permit until your new card comes in the mail in a couple of weeks." I said, "Oh, all right." So now I got a little piece of paper I got to fold up and keep with me. It's my motorcycle permit. A lot of people, they're like, just ride it anyways. I'm like, dude, I am not going to risk anything with my fucking license. I just can't. Other than, well, I don't know. I guess it's other than. I say I'm not going to risk anything with my license. Like, I'm going to treat my license like a brand new baby, and I'm going to do everything the correct way with it. I'm going to feed it every, hour that it needs to be fed. I'm going to burp that baby. I'm going to change that. That baby ain't never going to be sitting in no shit. That baby's going to be taken good care of. I'm going to wake up in the middle of the night and take care of that baby. That's what my license is right now. And some would say, yeah, you're full of shit because you're doing 90 on your way into work. You split traffic the other day. You want to learn how to do a wheelie. Like, all right, I'll give you that. I'll give you guys that. Yeah, I mean, yeah, my license is very important to me. Apparently, me flying down the highway on a DR6, fat guy on a DR, I haven't gotten in trouble yet, So I don't know. Maybe that's why it feels weird, but I don't know. I'd like to imagine I get pulled over and they're like, "What the hell are you doing?" But I don't know. They're like, "Well, we feel like being lenient on you today. Just keep her down." And I say, "All right." And then I hop back on the DR and take off. I don't know. That's irrational. If they catch me doing some of the shit I do, they're like, "Hey, have a seat in the back of my car, and here's some handcuffs." Yeah. I'm like, "Fuck, I'm not that bad. I'm not that bad of a guy." Like people, even me doing 90 on my way into work on a DR 650, there are people doing 100 around me. I'm not the worst. I'm never the worst of the worst out on the roads. I am. I try to be in the middle, above the middle a little bit. Just try. I want to be ahead of people. I don't want to be behind people. I don't want people flying up on me at 100 if I'm doing 55. I'd rather them catch up to me at 100 when I'm doing 90. It's a little bit easier to deal with at that point. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. Anyway, trying to justify speeding here, and it's not working out. So, anyways, I got a 2-year medical card. Got my permit renewed, even though I wanted to get my license and all that shit. Things could have gone better yesterday. And I had an interview. But I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. Because I got a lot to say on that. And I'm just not. I'm almost to work. And, I don't want to. I don't want to cut off in the middle of a good rant. I'm about to hop in a truck and drive for 5.5 hours down south to Winoka. After all of that, I went home, and this is, I guess I'm touching on it a little bit. I ended up looking up insurance plans, private insurance plans, because I don't know. We'll talk about that in a little bit. And then I'm sitting there at home with my daughter and my wife. They're hanging out, and we're hanging out, and just having a good time. And then we had to go get my son from school. So that my son was very excited to see me show up. So that was cool. And then we went back home. Well, we went over to Whataburger. I was like, I'm so fucking hungry. I have not eaten yet. And it was 3 o'clock. I had not eaten yet yesterday because I fasted for I didn't fast. I just was trying not to eat a bunch of bullshit and drink coffee and anything, or even take a chewing tobacco. Oh, I had chewing tobacco right after I left there, but I was trying to keep my body clean for the sorry, I'm behind a fucking bus here, and this bus is going slow as shit, and I'd like to go around it, but I got other people flying up behind me, and I don't want to surprise them with an illegal lane change. Here we go. It's a city bus. They can't write you tickets. Anyways, we got my son, went to Whataburger because I was so hungry, ate a burger in front of my kids and my wife. I tried to order them some shit. They didn't want anything. I'm like, all right, well, I do. And then went back home, got the kids ready because we had a trunk or treat. Trunk or treat for my son at his school. So we got the kids dressed up. My daughter, she got makeup put on and she got into her little princess outfit. And then my son, he put on his pumpkin head outfit. And then we went up to the school and had a little trunk or treat. And it was so cute. It's so cute watching them walk around. And then we went. My wife wanted to eat at her favorite restaurant, which is kind of not. It's not far away. It's just a little further than I was really. I don't know. I don't want to say anything because I did not mind the drive. We went down there, but I wasn't hungry. I just had me a fucking double Whataburger thing, so I wasn't even hungry right then. But I ended up getting mozzarella sticks. I just got an appetizer, and I shared, everybody wanted to share some. There's only 8 mozzarella sticks. And then, of course, I was like, and I'm going to eat all of my kids' plates because my daughter, she's not going to eat all them mini corn dogs, and my son ain't going to eat all that popcorn shrimp. He's like, this ketchup is spicy. I'm like, that's not ketchup. That's cocktail sauce, bud. It's kind of funny. I'm like, yeah, it is kind of like ketchup, though, right? It is like tomato-ish, tomatoey. And then we went back home and just kind of hung out at home. And I said, I got to go to sleep early tonight. I got to go to sleep early. I got to wake up early. And I woke up early, but I wish I would have woke up and got up right around 4. I ended up like 4:45, but I was able to take a shit this morning. I knew that. I didn't really have to shit, but if I think I might need to shit, I would much rather shit at home than have to stop at a truck stop along the way, especially on a day like today where I'm going to be up against my hours. That adverse driving button is probably going to get hit tonight. I have to be home. I have to be home tonight. There's no option for me to stay out. I mean, there is the option for me to stay out, but that's really going to really fuck up anything I got going on for tomorrow. And I got stuff going on tomorrow. I guess you could say it's like a second interview. The first interview went very well. Yeah. And I'm going to pause this. I'm going to be right back. I'm almost to my shop. And then I'll get into everything else. Welcome back. We're on the road. We just got on the road and everything went really smooth there at the shop. Oh man, we got a little ways to go now. I gotta be in town, guys. I have a second interview with a company. I already told them I would accept the job. Okay, so the trash hauling job, that does seem like a good one also. I'm glad it's there. It seems like it could definitely be a good one. The more I thought about it, I want a little, I don't want a lot of excitement. I just want a little bit of excitement at work. And there's not that I was afraid that was going to become mind numbing. I'm going to be like, God damn it. I have to do 6 runs in order for me to pay my fucking bills. I'm going to have to do 6 fucking runs every day, and it's going to be along I-70 and I-70 traffic. You know how it gets early in the morning and towards the afternoon. So that's gonna hold you back a little bit, and then also just the landfill traffic. Go to the landfill. I've been there. I've seen what they got going on there, and they got trucks out the wazoo, waiting, just sitting there waiting to get on the tipper. Once everybody knows what they're doing, so the line does move. But if somebody has a mistake, which happens on the tipper, somebody runs off the side of the tipper, somebody does something I don't know, somebody does something bad on the tipper, you're fucked, bud. And that's what all them guys are going to be pissed. And those guys, that's a go, 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 go type of job unless you're sitting there waiting. You got to, obviously you got to bring your lunch every day. I'm probably going to, most likely bring my lunch no matter what. But The hauling trash, I don't know. The more I thought about it, the more I was like, that does sound really good. I highly doubt it's going to be that good. I highly doubt they're going to pay me $400 every fucking day doing that job. So I don't know. It's not that I'm not going to accept that job. It's that I don't know. I'm playing my whole hand here right now. So anyways, I got done with my DOT medical card, got the 2 year, and then I rode my bike all the way over. It's not that far. The way I took it took 30 minutes. The way I think I could get there in 20 or less if I took like actual highways. But I just felt like taking the side roads. God damn hiccups every time. So anyways, I roll in there and I was like, is this the right place? Because there's a house. It was like a driveway to a house. And then once you get it back up in there a little bit more, then you're like, oh, it's a trucking company. Okay, cool. And this is the heavy haul place. And park the bike, throw off the helmet, walk up in there. There's a truck over there running, but I don't know what it's running for. And we all agreed on this time to be over there, 10 a.m. So I don't know if I doubt that was for me. I don't know what it was for. But anyways, I walk in there and there's an old man sitting there in his chair. There's a woman sitting in another chair, and then there's this younger guy sitting behind the computer desk. And I walk in, I shake everybody's hand, and I'm like, hello, hello, hello. And I'm wearing this freaks out my wife because I'm wearing a high vis shirt and jeans and boots, and I wore my Premier truck company hat. It's a trucking company my father-in-law works for, or he runs the shop over there. I don't know. Anyways, he gives me free hats, and I was looking for my cat hat, but I couldn't find my cat hat. I don't know where it went. My kids ran off with it or something. Just to show that, hey, I run equipment. Look at my hat. You know, I don't know, just subtle little things. But anyways, it freaks out my wife because she's like, because every time I've gone to a job interview with her, I've gotten the job. I've never not gotten every single time I've went to a job interview. I don't want to say every single time because there's probably some out there that I haven't. But almost every time I go for a job interview, I get the job. Whether I take the job or not is up to me. But I've never failed a job interview. So I'm a likable guy. Especially if you got something that I want. I'm going to try to be the best me I can be. So anyways, walk in there, shake their hands, and sit down, and they're like, all right, well, before we do anything, we need you to fill out this application. I'm like, of course. Fucking course. I mean, I've already filled out so many goddamn applications. Can't you just I'm like, luckily I got these other applications I could look at, so I could fill out this one on your damn clipboard, but oh well, I filled it out. And then they started talking to me about everything with the job and wondering my qualifications and everything. And I guess they had a full-time guy. He quit. I don't know if he quit or retired. I didn't really catch that, but they said they lost a full-time employee. He said that they've got 2 part-time employees, and those guys are retired. And he's like, he's like, I can call them up and they will show up and they will do runs, but they also don't care to work. They don't want to work really, but if they need something, I can call them up, or they can call me up and I can give them a run or whatever. But other than that, he's got like 4 drivers, and everybody's assigned a truck. I believe it's a Kenworth 18 speed quad axle, 18 speed. And then he said people usually get assigned trailers also. Said, yeah, we usually have trailers assigned. But, you you know how that goes. Sometimes, you don't. So, and I don't know. I looked out and I saw one. It did not have a sleeper cab, but I think he's got a couple that have sleeper cabs. So, anyways, he said, yeah, rarely ever will you ever drive anybody else's truck. You're probably going to just drive your truck. And, yeah, it's an 18 speed. And that's where I was like, I've never driven an 18 speed. It's never happened. I don't know why. It just never happened. So I called up, you know, this was during the before the interview. I called up a couple of buddies, and I'm like, hey man, I got a job interview. I'm running 18 speed. He's like, it's pretty fucking simple. He's like, don't worry about it. You'll be fine. He's like, there's just another little lever on the side that you just flip and you let off the throttle. You don't have to hit the clutch. You don't have to take it out of gear. You don't have to do any of that. You just flip this little switch and it splits the gear in half. So, you go to your first gear, low side, then high side, then clutch, or, well, you don't have to clutch. Float it out of gear, go into second, make sure it's in the low side, second, low, flip, let off the throttle, put it into high side, and then just keep moving on like that. I'm like, okay, well, that sounds pretty simple. And I watched it. I don't know why. I just never watched videos on it. I don't know what I thought an 18 speed was. I'm not a real trucker, guys. I don't know. I just didn't know. Everybody's like 18 speed. They all act like they're badass and everything. I'm like, I don't know. I've only had a 10 speed. So, anyways, I watched a couple videos. I'm 100% confident I'm going to be perfectly fine with that. Everybody with an 18 speed loves them, so I think I'll be all right. A lot of shifting action. And I don't know, probably, especially empty, I'll probably be skipping a lot of gears. Or just keep it in the low side of everything, I don't know. And then when you get to the high side, I don't know. I need some seat time with an 18 speed to really get the handle of it, so it's going to be interesting. Anyways, everything that they told me about the job sounded really good. They said our drivers we get paid every week, and it's usually 1700. Starting out, you'll be getting like 1700 a week, and that's before taxes and shit. 1700. And then, or once you start getting good, it could be 2,000 or more. I'm like, all right, that'll work. They're like, where are you at now? I'm like, I'm not even fucking close to that. I'm not even fucking close to that. So, I am close to that, but I'm not. That's more. And he's like, and you don't mind staying out? I was like, nope, I don't mind staying out during the week. He's like, now on the ad we said no weekends, but there will be sometimes, that it might be more convenient to work on the weekend. I'm like, hey, I'm all for it, bud. I'm all for it. And I get a week of PTO after a year. So anytime I'm going to need to take off within the next year is going to be unpaid. So that's kind of inconvenient, but you know what? Me and my wife, we already talked about it, and I was like, yeah, vacationing in 2026, I don't think we're doing that. So anyways, I don't know. There's a lot of aspects to the job that I'm probably going to miss, but they're like, the insurance was the problem. She said, insurance, we only cover the driver. We don't have a family plan. We're a small little company, so we don't have enough people to justify, having a family plan and all that stuff. So, for you, and she ran the numbers. Just she's like, I don't want you to come in here and then realize that you're making no fucking money because of your insurance. The insurance was going to be, what was it? It was going to be uh, 300 and some a check. It's gonna be over $1,000 a month, or it was gonna be like $1,700, $1,400 a month, whatever that fucking figures out to. $1,400 a month for insurance for me and my family, but that's because I'm paying. They're paying 75% of me. I'd be paying 25% of me and 100% for my wife, my daughter, and my son. So she's like, you, you know, with the insurance thing, most of the people that their wives have jobs and they just hop on the insurance with their wife, because everybody works. I'm like, yeah, well, my wife is a stay at home, and at least until like the middle of next year, my wife is a stay at home mom. So probably they're like, well, yeah. I was like, everything else about this job sounds wonderful, but yeah, I'm not going to be able to swing that type of insurance. I was like, they got to be insured. I can't not have my kids and my wife without health insurance and shit. So, um, anyways, I kind of left there, not feeling too good because, yeah, I want that. This is going to be a more exciting job. I'd be running. I could be running quite far out, but he said he only does that for certain customers. But other than that, it's pretty local stuff, and they'll do. I get 25% of whatever the truck revenue is, and I don't know. They had a guy out there doing 3 runs, and I was like, Am I gonna stay busy? Like, they're like, yeah. I mean, you should be. Once you get in and get going, you'll be up to like $2,000 a week. I'm like, even through winter? Like, yeah, through winter. Unless it's like a super snowstorm or something, we'll be running. It's like we're not gonna not run. I'm like, okay, interesting. People need snow equipment moved. People need all kinds of stuff done, and I guess he does do a couple of. He will run a couple of hot shot loads, but that's where it comes down to. He only does that for certain people, I guess. So he said he had one where they needed something moved down to Miami, and he sent one of these guys, and I'm like, fuck, I'll do that. You're paying the tolls, right? So, but yeah, it's a smaller company. They do have, well, everybody's required to have e-logs and shit, but their e-logs aren't as good as these e-logs apparently. So, he said you every time you stop and stuff, you'll have to make sure your logs are keeping up with what you're doing. He said that we don't really like to work at night. We don't like to work in the dark. And now that's the thing that I'm thinking I'm going to probably try to work around a little bit, because I don't mind working in the dark, especially if it means I'm going to get more money or, get something delivered, because I guess we get paid on delivery, picking something up, you don't get paid until it's been put back. So I don't know. And I guess they do have sleeper cabs. So that will be a potential deal there, sleeping in a sleeper. But he said most of the stuff you're going to be doing, you're going to be home every night. You're going to be home on the weekends. Nothing crazy. I'm like, yeah. They're like, do you mind working on the weekends? I'm like, no, I don't mind work. I was like, last year I worked 30 weekends. He's like, oh. I'm like, yeah, I've worked. I don't mind working. I don't mind working. I don't need to say any more than that. I don't mind working. As long as I'm going to get paid for it, and you're not going to make me shave my fucking face and get in an acid tank. That'd be cool. So, anyways, I never really ran permit loads. I told them I used to haul oversized loads, shipping containers and shit. But I don't know. Obviously, I'm not impressing them with that, really. But I do know how to throw up a fucking banner on the front and back of my trailer and put flags out and whatnot and all that good shit. Um, and they're really nice looking trucks. I like the paint scheme. They look pretty classic. They look like you could take a picture of somebody and be like, "This is my daddy back in 1974." Yeah, and it'd be like, "Oh yeah, it is." They might be Peterbilts. I don't know. Kenworth's Peterbilts. I'm not sure. I really should have went and looked at the equipment, and we were probably going to do that, but uh, I don't know. I didn't cut the interview short or anything. I just said, they're like, all right, we've covered almost everything. Is there any? Do you have any questions or concerns? I'm like, just the insurance, really. So, anyways, I left there, went to the license where I get my permit, test and shit done. Did all that shit. Then when I went to the DMV, and while I'm sitting at the DMV, I'm waiting in line, and I pull up my phone and I type in health insurance on my phone on Google. Search it up. Click the first link because it's like, oh, find health insurance or whatever. So I click it, and immediately somebody fucking calls me. After I entered like my name and address and shit, then a guy fucking called me immediately, and I'm like in the middle of the DMV. I'm like, hello. He's like, hey, this is blah 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 with the insurance place or whatever. I see you're looking for insurance. I'm like, oh yeah. I was like, yeah, I'm not really looking to do this right now. I was hoping to just see some shit online. He's like, oh yeah, no problems. I could run all that shit through for you and blah 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 blah. He's a good salesman, or I'm just a sucker. I don't know. Anyway, so I sat there with him on the phone the whole time, and then I had to get his ass off the phone. I was like, hey man, like I'm liking what you're saying. Because he found some good shit. I like what you're saying. I might be doing, but I'm in the middle of something right now. Can you send me your number or something? I gotta get off the fucking phone. I have to work I'm at the DMV. I got shit I got going on. So anyways, got off the phone with him. Called him back once I got back home. Oh, and the DR ran out of fucking gas. It didn't run out of gas, but I actually hit the reserve hardcore. Like the damn thing died completely, but I never even had to put a foot down. I just reached down and swapped that tank over to reserve, and then fired that fucker back up. And then I was going slow. I was on city streets, but fired it back up, rode it, got to the gas station, filled that bitch up. Took $11. I never put $11 in that fucking thing before. 10 something, but never. That's a lot of gas I put in there. Anyways, went back to the house and I talked to my wife and stuff. So it was, like I said, it was going to be $1,400 roughly a month. It was going to be like $380 a paycheck for insurance, just doing it with what they have to offer. And I called this guy, and I talked to him, and I found health insurance for me and my family that's better than the coverage I've got at my current company. It is a little bit more expensive than what I'm currently paying, but it's, so I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, it's going to be roughly well, not roughly. It's going to be exactly $706 a month. That's what it's going to be. And then if you split that up, basically weekly, it's not good, but it's not that much more than what we're currently paying. I think for a week, it's going to be like $50 more. And it's like, all right, well, I mean, we could probably do that. And if doing that is going to mean that I'm going to have better insurance in a locked-in rate for 3 years, just using the guy's words I fucking talked to, locked-in rate for 3 years, better insurance, more coverage for $50 more a week, I think we're going to go for it. So anyways, but the guy's like, all right, well, you can pay me right now. I'm like, I don't have any fucking money right now, but I don't have money right now. So anyways, I kind of talked to him, and I guess that 706 rate is locked in for right now if I sign the papers and shit. But anyways, I'm thinking November 1st is when. Well, I don't know. We're trying to find options right now. Um, Mainly, we just need it. We need to secure that payment to get the insurance started, so we can lock in that rate, and then I gotta put in my 2 weeks at my current company. And I say 2 weeks, it's probably not going to be 2 weeks, unfortunately. I ain't doing shit until I get that bonus check, and I think that's what's going to have to happen is we're going to get that bonus check, which is next week. Get that bonus check next week, get the insurance, and put in my 2 weeks all on the same day, and then I don't know. I told the guy I would start. I think November 3rd because that's a Monday. But so that's where my second interview comes into play. So we had the interview. He said, "Will you let me know by Monday?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'll let you know by Monday." Same day, just a few hours later, I say, "Hey, I'll accept the job. I can start this date." And he says, "Well, I can't officially hire you yet." I'm like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Well, we have to do a driving test." I'm like, "Oh, all right. When can we do that?" He's like, "I don't know, next week sometime." I'm like, "Buddy, I can't. It's gotta be on the weekend. I can't take another day off. Especially since next week I'm gonna be hauling these selenium water loads. I need to make that money in order to get to where I need to be, I can't be taking more days off. Because if I take one day off next week, it's gonna fuck me. It's gonna really fuck me." So, anyways, he said, "How about Saturday?" Today's Friday. He said, "How about Saturday at 9 a.m.?" I said, "Yes." I wrote out a long message saying, "Well, I might need to stay out, blah 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 blah, da 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 da." And then I was like, "I need to quit being a bitch. Fuck that shit. I'm coming back. I'm coming back tonight." So, anyways, that's why I wanted to hit the road kind of early today, so I could get down there, hopefully get offloaded in a timely manner, and then get back. But as long as I get back tonight, I'm good. I'm good. I guess as long as I'm off duty by fucking 11 o'clock tonight, I can get my 10-hour reset. So I can potentially do a driving test over there at that place. But I don't know. This is the point where I don't know what communications are going on, because I slightly feel like uh, eventually my company is going to get word before I want them to get word. You know, like they're probably going to. I don't know. Maybe even today they'll be like, "All right, well, let's call up his current employer and just verify that he's working there." and blah blah blah. And I don't know. I'm not good in these situations. I just know I want to make sure I get this fucking bonus. Part of me is wondering maybe I should just wait to accept the job until I know I get the bonus, and then do everything all at once. But it's like, I don't know, things can fall out. This guy could, I was the first guy he interviewed. And well, what I will say is that the old man, which is his dad, he's like, I really like you. And I even heard him talk, and I had to walk back in to throw some trash away. And I heard him there. He's like, I like that boy. I'm like, all right, hell yeah. Hell yeah, dude. So I got dad on board. I'm pretty sure his mom really likes me. She likes that I got a stay-at-home mom, and I got my kids. And I was like, yeah, I don't do drugs. I don't drink really. I was like, I drink, for occasions and stuff, which is true. If I might drink in celebration of this, and I don't know, probably this weekend I'm probably gonna probably drink a little bit and get something done. I don't know. But anyways, things are in motion. I just got to keep everything straight. I'm herding. I feel like I'm kind of herding cats. I got to keep everything straight. Got to keep things going. I got to keep these other employers that are trying to hire me. I got to keep them in good faith, just in case something falls through. I need to have a backup. But I'm pretty sure, well, the guy who was like, oh, I need to run your MVR and your clearinghouse and all this other shit. I'm like, I have all those. So I took screenshots of the shit that I took for the trash place, because the trash place they've already put me through a bunch of shit. And so I already have all those documents. So I screenshotted them, sent them to him. I'm like, I mean, if you're worried you're going to find something, I can show you what these people have found. I know you're going to run your own, but I'd really like to be able to say yes to the job, and you say, okay, you can have it. That's where I need to be. I need to be right there. So I need to be locked in. And honestly, I mean, I'm not saying I'm doing them any favors here, but I mean, I'm paying a lot for insurance compared to probably some of these other places. It's going to be better insurance coverage, but listen, I found a way, because we were basically on terms of almost, he's like, well, let me know by Monday. I'm like, yeah, I can't swing that insurance. We were basically on no, I'm not going to take the job. They were going to start looking for somebody that's a little bit more single, or has a wife that has insurance or something. I don't know. That's where we kind of were when I left them last time I saw them. He's like, I really like him. And they're like, yeah, the fucking insurance. I'm like, yeah. And then I found a way to get insurance. I just need to get up in there. And I don't know. I don't want to push my luck, but it would be kind of cool if I could go in there and say, hey, listen, if you guys can cover the insurance startup month, and then I'll stay a month behind, and then I can get it set up to where it's, I don't know. I'm thinking too far ahead right now. I need to take care of the shit on my own. I don't need to ask for help from them at least. I mean, I might end up calling up my parents and saying, hey, listen, I'm going through a transitional period right now. And I haven't borrowed money from my parents other than like for the vacation and shit. And that wasn't borrow. They gave it to us. So I appreciate that. But anyways, we got a couple other little options running around. So we got the bonus coming in from my company, which, and my wife she has a good point. It's gonna suck not getting a bonus, Because yeah, this place is gonna be what I do is what I make. You know, I'm not gonna be getting a bonus. There's no safety bonus. I don't know. I don't think they have a boot voucher or anything like that. You know, anything I do at this place, I'm gonna have to cover myself. But I'm hoping and thinking that I'm gonna make enough at this place that I'm gonna be able to afford to get the things that I'm gonna need for the job, or maybe they will help me out with it or something. Give me a little like 50% discount. I pay half of the fucking coveralls. You pay the other half. You know, need some damn coveralls. They do. I do like their shirts though. They got hats and shirts. I thought this was a skid steer guy. A guy with skid steers loaded up passed me earlier, and I thought I was running up on him. This guy's full of tires shit. Oh, there's a skid steer guy. He's way up there. So, anyways, it was an exciting Thursday. Very exciting Thursday. Um, man, a lot happened. Securing a 2-year medical card was awesome. I love that. Um, getting my permit renewed. Oh, and yeah, everything went well with that. Yeah, I got the paper. Everything's good with that. Got the motorcycle permit. So I'm good. I'm good until April. And then I don't know if that's technically renewing it. I don't think that I renewed it. I think I just extended it. I don't know what the fuck is going on with that. So, anyways, next year, if by April next year, and I'm running heavy haul, I don't necessarily want to lose my hazmat. But if there's no reason for me to have my hazmat, I guess I could let it go. If this is going to turn into, which it seems like it's going to, you know, they've had a few people retire from this place, and they started in 92 or 95, 92, something like that. I don't know. And then their son, which is the guy that I've been talking to, he took it over in 2010. So it's been around for a while. It's been around for a while. They got a nice little area. They got a lot of trucks, a lot of trailers, nice shop, nice office. Um, they seem like they're good people to get along with. They also seem like people you don't want to get on their bad side, you know. And I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to be just fine. I think I'm going to impress them. What they would probably be worried about a little bit is, I don't know, if I was them trying to put the shoe on my other foot, putting the wrong shoes on the right feet or whatever. Yeah, he hasn't really done heavy haul before. He's never ran an 18 speed. But I told him, I was like, no, I run 10 speeds. We run 10 speeds. I got an 8 speed over at the shop. You know, I run trucks, but I'll be fine. You know, but that's all going to come out with the driving test that I got tomorrow morning, which I'm excited about. Um, yeah, I don't know. They'd be like, well, I don't know. They're probably going to be curious on what the hell I'm doing with my insurance, because I already told them, I was like, I found insurance $700 a month, which is, yeah, that is high. But I don't know. I don't know what other options there could potentially be. It's like, I don't know, maybe, I don't know, talk to my parents, be like, hey, take my kids put them on insurance, or something. I don't know. It's like, we'll pay you. We just need we need a better rate, you know. I can cover me and my wife. But anyway, I don't know. The health insurance thing is a fucking a crazy thing, but it's insane that I found that I can I can uh, basically half off, because they were going to charge me double. That was going to be way too expensive, like outrageously expensive. $1,400. I brought it down to $7. So, anyways, excited about that. Excited. Not much else going on, really. I mean, it's only been one day. Um, I'm over here hauling a tanker load. It would be weird to get rid of the hazmat. That's for sure. It would be that would feel like I'm moving backwards. But honestly, I found two jobs that pay more than I currently make, and they're way simpler, and they don't even involve hazmat. Don't blink me. This guy blinked me. I've been running this center lane for a while. We're the only two out here on the fucking highway. I ain't getting into the slow lane. I'll be turning left up here in a little bit anyways, motherfucker. That was the skid steer guy, by the way. I passed him. He passed me. I don't know how he did that, but I ended up getting around him. Now I get to decide, do I want to stop at this truck stop? I don't know. I don't think I need to stop for anything, especially this early. I would be nice to have a coffee and maybe a breakfast sandwich, in celebration of what I did yesterday, getting that fucking operation, get a medical card is done, dude. I can't believe every time I make it an operation, I get it. Operation get a square body, boom, got it. Operation get a dirt bike, boom, got it. Operation get a medical card. I know it's kind of like in a different, section of things, but boom, I got it. Operation get a new job. Didn't even really do one of those, but hey, we're so close. I'll know tomorrow morning. I'll be able to shake the dude's hand and get everything done and say, "Yep, I'm doing it." And then I can explain to them, I gotta wait. We gotta wait a little bit. I gotta wait till the middle of next week, and then I can put in my 2 weeks. And then whether I'm gonna fulfill those 2 weeks or not is still TBD, to be determined. I don't want to fuck this company like that. But if I put in my 2 weeks and they're like, okay, shave, get in the pit, and I'm like, no, and the only thing that would get me to do something like that would be is if they're holding my PTO hostage. I don't think they're holding my PTO hostage. And I don't think me having less than 3 weeks from now till the end of what my 2 weeks would be, I don't think they're going to be accepting any PTO. I think they're going to say, no, you need to work. I don't think they give two shits about me, really. It really doesn't feel like it. So, why should I do the same for them? I don't really want to fuck them because, that's the problem with quitting any job. You're not fucking the boss. The boss isn't really getting fucked over. He's just going to move the workload over to the other guys. And I don't even want to really fuck the boss that much. I like him. I think he's a good guy. But when it comes, and well, this is where there might be negotiations with my current job, where, and I've already ran the numbers. You give me a trash route. In order for you to keep me from taking in this other job, you got to give me a trash route and give me a like $4 raise. I'm gonna need that. That's the only way I would stay. Oh, and you know what? I'm going to throw another one in there, just for shits. Don't make me shave anymore. You know, hey, I'll stay here and I'll do this job. You've got plenty of other people that can shave. Don't make me shave anymore. If you stick me on another job where I got to shave, I'm looking, bud. And you won't get any fucking notice. See, that's where he draws the line. Well, probably the pay. He'd probably say, well, can't do that with the pay. Like, okay, well, you need to reevaluate what the fuck you got going on, because you got me being an environmental cleanup guy with a hazmat that's worked here for 4 years, and I'm gonna go over here and I can make way more money. You need to reevaluate, figure out what the fuck you got going on. Okay, and that's just for the future employees that you got here. You can keep hiring people on or whatever, offer them the sign-on bonus. That's another thing that, there's no sign-on bonus at this new company. That's kinda sucks. But I don't know. If you want a sign-on bonus, you're over the road, bud. You want a sign-on bonus, you're over the fucking road. You got Stinky Pete in the back seat. You ain't. You want a sign-on bonus? Yeah, they have to give that to you because it's going to be a shitty job. But I don't know. I don't think it's going to be. Obviously more money would be great, but in a bonus form that would be great. But I think just let me work. You keep the loads rolling in. I'm going to keep hauling them, and I'm going to get them done. I'm going to get them done, bud. I'm going to be a good employee for you. I'm going to learn how to use a CB radio. I'm going to, I don't know, strap down shit. And they don't own equipment. That's the other thing. They don't own any equipment. So anything that I'm going to be picking up and delivering and hauling and whatnot, that's all other people's shit. So I don't even need to know how to run the equipment, but hey, I could use that on my resume. I'm gonna be. Yep, I ran that dozer. I ran that. I know how to run this. I know how to run that. You sticky bitch. I was gonna pass your ass. Now you're hitting the brakes. These motherfuckers right here. I need to let. I don't know. We're in Topeka right now. I need to let traffic cool the fuck down. Okay, y'all need to cool the fuck down. It's too goddamn early. It's 6:38. Too goddamn early for y'all to be bunching up like this. Okay, I'm gonna keep her slow, and I'm gonna wait for the right time to attack and pass this fucking drive-in motherfucker that I was about to pass him, and then he's like, "Oh, actually, I do have more throttle. Let me just give her a little bit more." I'm like, you motherfucker. You motherfucker. I'm gonna catch you in the Flint Hills, and I'm gonna make you my bitch. You're gonna be my bitch in the Flint Hills, motherfucker. Especially since I slowed down and got behind him, and then he hits his fucking brakes. I don't think he slowed down at all, but I saw his brake lights light up. The fuck was that about? The sun's gonna be coming up here shortly. So I don't know. I might try to record it again today. I'm not sure. I think I'm going to end up getting a couple of phone calls from a couple of different places and whatnot. Like one place, tanker job, which would require me to keep my hazmat. But that would be running around Kansas City, loading and unloading fuel, and which isn't going to be. That wouldn't be a bad job. But I don't know. You can make a mistake in any company. It's just, I don't know. I'm pretty confident in my ability to load equipment and strap it down. I'm pretty confident in that. I'm also really confident in fuel and liquid hauling, I guess. So I don't know. But it's like, hey, I don't know. I really like these guys. They really put a good impression on me whenever I went in there. I talked to them, and they seem like they're really cool. I didn't meet any of their drivers yet, but you got guys retiring from there, and they're still putting in loads every now and again. Like, they're one guy's 77 years old. They said, yeah, we got one guy, he's 77, and he doesn't care if I call him or not. But if I do call him, he'll come in and he'll run a load. And he's got a truck that he just keeps at his house. He's a part-time employee. He's like, let me just keep my truck at the house. So I don't know. That's pretty cool. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to get rich at this place. I think it's just going to be a little less stress, little more relaxed, and I won't have to shave. The shaving, that is a silly thing. I'll be honest. It is kind of silly. You're like, oh, this motherfucker. You know, you don't want to shave your beard. It grows right back. No, I don't. I'm sorry. Like, it really, really bothers me when you make me shave my fucking face. I don't want to do that. I don't want to shave my fucking face. And I could go haul fuel, and they're not going to make me shave my face. Like, if you want me to shave my face, this fucking guy was going to pass me on the fucking right. He was going to pass me on the fucking right. I'd cut his ass off. Don't fucking pass me on the right. Something smells weird over here. It smells like overcooked bean burrito. Weird. I don't know. I'm done here. Adios. Keep all 18 down. We'll talk to you later.